So with that, cool. Switching over properties. Thank God for having a mic. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Stop the Ocean Bowl theme song.
Yep. Oh wait, that's why, because we're not on that preview. All right. And ready?
Mm-hmm.
We have transitioned.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. And you can give us thumbs up. We're going to go over some house etiquette before we get started, just to see if everybody's okay. We see some hands going up right away. What we do is, this is a webinar, we do have a Q&A box and a chat window available. I see some folks. I see Tanisha. Hey, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. We see Miss Yolanda in here. That's wonderful. Who else we got? We see a lot of good people, a lot of our partners and fans and everybody in here. We want to thank you for joining our Ocean Bowl Games 2025. I see somebody pinging away. I'm gonna try to ignore that. Y'all can tell I don't go on what's that, Twitch? I don't go on Twitch live. I don't do the whole Twitch and live. I'm used to doing a little more scripted shows.
I don't know whether more used to the in private live.
Yeah. So we're also buying a little extra time. It's 2:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Again, I'm Coach Roman Sudan, and this is
Coach Justin. Welcome everybody. Glad to see you all here.
Glad to see everyone here. Let's, again, housekeeping. You're welcome to put in some Q&A questions, and we'll be bouncing around and getting that. But since we have 90 minutes, we want to dive in immediately to the agenda. Let's cover the agenda for today to make sure we're good to go. And then we'll plan on having a nice Q&A. So you're welcome again to we'll answer all those questions that are dropped in the Q&A. And then we'll just open mic for everybody that way, just in case we have any questions. We want to talk to some people, because I like interactive meetings. I think a lot of people know that. So let's cover the agenda. Where are we at?
Agenda. We got to start going over an actual year's guide and what to expect at Ocean Bowl.
All right. Where are we at? You can cover the agenda. What are we covering today?
Awesome. Well, today we're obviously going to introduce the entire See Me Dream scene, which we've already started with. After that, we're going to go ahead and do an overview for those of you who are new to the actual Ocean Bowl movement and what we hope to accomplish with these two events. Afterwards, we'll be going into a deep dive of what to expect at both Baltimore and the DMV regionals in terms of playground games, brain games, and e-gaming esports. Once we do that, we'll do a spotlight on our participating schools and partners. And with that, I think it's going to come time to what the kids are going to be looking forward to the most, which is a demo of the e-games, especially for all those coaches and volunteers who are on site or who have children of their own, so you can see where to download the games, how to properly use the games, and what are the best strategies to be ready for Ocean Bowl Games, Baltimore, and DMV regionals.
And just to throw in a little extra butter on top of that toast, for those of you who are standalone or participants that don't belong to a particular organization, you're welcome to call or email me or myself or Justin. We will schedule some time for you to get some training or just being able to play the games, because definitely if you make it to the finals, which is the Aqua Ball League finals, you're going to need to practice that.
Definitely.
So and all the rec centers that are our partners, Montgomery County for DMV and some other partners are, we're going to talk about, hopefully we'll get a chance to really talk about a little bit of preview of the strategy on how we're going to start dropping off Steam boxes. These Steam boxes have your magazines in them, they have your materials in them, but more importantly, it has it has a couple of tablets, and it has the Aqua Ball League on a gaming PC with some 4 controllers. So we'll go through that. So what's up first, Justin?
What's up first is let's go through an overview of what Ocean Bowl is and what to expect.
Okay.
With the help of our user guide.
Very brief, because I think hopefully everybody knows what Ocean Bowl Games is, but we're gonna keep it very brief so we can get down to some things. Right. Okay, Ocean Bowl Games. I'll talk through the majority of this, and I will not be reading, and neither will my good friend Justin won't be reading this to you. But Listen, we're going to focus today a lot more on Baltimore than DMV, but DMV, you're on here because if you are, again, whether an organization or with a standalone, we want to be able to give you insights and prepare for Ocean Bowl games. So the first Ocean Bowl game is coming up next week. Can y'all believe it? The summer is here already. It's hot.
I know.
It's hot. Yes, I got on a lightweight hoodie, sweater, whatever, zip-up sweater. It is hot. And definitely, if you don't know what to wear already, this user guide has a lot of information. There's an FAQ. Our dynamic and wonderful executive director, Ms. Akila Stevens, prepared a FAQ document. If you don't have that, I think it's on the web too. But Ocean Bowl games 2025. This is our 4th Ocean Bowl games. Yes, we started 4 years ago in Baltimore. Yes. This year's Baltimore games will be July 10th and 11th. That's Thursday and Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You have to be on time. Notice I said have to because we start on time. We're gonna rock it out from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the money. Okay. Rockville, Maryland, July 24th, 25th. So we get a 1 week little break before we jump right back to doing our DMV regional championship. Okay. This is considered a summer field trip for a lot of organizations, such as a park district or school or any of those. You might say, hey, this is a perfect 2-day or 4-day.
Yeah, it is 4 days.
Technically, it's 4 days,
yeah.
But field trip for a lot. But we know a lot of our rec center partners have already done an outstanding job of preparing a packed summer for a lot of their kids. They're going swimming, they're doing all kind of stuff, but they're also throwing an e-game because yes, we still we know that kids still take a break and do e-gaming. So next slide, my friend, let's skip on down.
Yeah.
Yep, the user guide. We want to make sure you know where to get the user guide from. So Justin, we got to make sure we put in the chat box, SteamXRsports is .org. SteamXRsports.org is where you can go to grab to take a look at the user guide. You can also go to the Ocean Bowl games registration page. I think a user guide link is there.
And of course, if you are a part of an organization or an individual who did sign up, this has already been sent out via one of the multiple links that we provide, as well as the FAQ.
I'm telling you, this is by far one of the most important artifacts that you can get into right off the back. So if you are, again, if you're up in Philly coming down, if you're up in Virginia or down in Virginia coming up, or whatever you may be, make sure you access the user guide, go through that. You also will have access to Quickie, the Quickie the Kit, which is the summer reading. There will be questions in the games. You will see a demo of that about that. So again, these are just 2 things you have to do. Our why. Why do we do this? Our mission was started in 2020, as I said, to engage, inspire, and empower kids to get into STEM careers. We do it through gamification. We do it through e-gaming, esports. SteamXR Sports, and SteamXR Sports, we'll talk about that very shortly, is because we believe in an immersive, holistic, 360 approach to engaging kids and getting them to get into STEM careers. So kids love to do 3 things. We're going to cover those 3 because those are 3 pillars of SteamXR Sports. But our partners, universities at Shady Grove, I want to make sure I say it slower. AstraZeneca, and some of our partners school partners that go along to or are part of the ecosystem of University at Shady Grove. They are all about getting the kids into the pipeline, the pathways to get to careers in STEM. So go back to that previous slide real quick for me.
Of course.
We're going back to the beginning. I want to make sure everybody knows the why in here, and then I'll keep pushing on. Because here's the thing. We need AI engineers. We need cybersecurity. We need data center. We need scientists. If you didn't know this area by now, in the Virginia, in the DMV area, we have a huge data center real estate and also operations jobs that are available. So definitely you want to know what's up with that. And that means learning how to do servers and computers still, taking an A+ class, A+ certification, scientists, marine ocean technology. Listen, the earth is 70% water. We need to learn and know everything about the waters and the many things that we can probably help to keep them around. Astronomers, autonomous drone pilots, and so on and so on. There's so many careers and pipelines that need to be filled. And these kids need to get some inspiration and get empowered by us to learn how to do that. Next slide, please.
Of course. Let's meet the team.
All right, you cover the team.
Yep. Of course, we have to start out with the greatest and the backbone of Senior Dreams, Miss Keela Stevens, the executive director. A lot of this is possible due to her strong and hard efforts, and we thank her for it every single day. And of course, we have none other than our current commissioner and co-founder / game master,
That would
Mr.
be
Roman Sudan Antagueo, but you can call him Coach Roman.
that'll work.
And after that, we also like to take a quick welcome to some of our head coaches.
Don't forget this guy. Yeah, I just knows what it says. I just want to give kids better opportunities than I had. Oh,
Yeah.
heart space. I didn't see anybody throw a little heart into.
I mean, we
emoji.
can't see the chat right now. I can see it on
You can see it. I get it. Okay. All right.
But of course, we have to thank our current head coaches, some of who are new, some who are old, such as Coach Lamond, who's up in Columbia right now. We have Coach Lionel and Coach Max and Coach Molove. All of them will be lead coaches for the camps at Ultra Bowl games, Baltimore, and DMV.
Yeah, and just in case their pictures are not on here, you got Coach Aliyu, we got Coach Tariq, we got a couple other great coaches that some of you guys have been already engaging with through some of our our winter, fall, spring programming that we've been doing at the schools and rec centers. So cool, great. Next. All right, Steam XR Sports. Ocean Bowl Games is built upon and utilizes our Steam XR Sports model. Brain games, playground games, e-gaming, and esports. Okay, so brain games can be anything STEAM-based or STEM with the arts base, and they usually would have to complete that particular exercise to earn the points. Today, we're even going to take a look at the score sheet, and I want to make sure when this webinar is over, one of the things you're going to receive from me or from our team is how to access that Steam. You're going to get a QR code and a link. You will be able to view that scoreboard, that leaderboard that I'm talking about, okay? Playground games. We have a special surprise this year. The Squiddy game is very, very popular. I'm telling you, and that's going to be in Baltimore. So we'll talk a little bit about that one. We'll go over that one. E-gaming, esports, we have updated all the games. When I tell you all the games, I'm so excited as the creative director and developer of the games, along with this young talent. He's a superstar in the making. Thanks, buddy, for working on the games. He is our head right now, UX engineer and developer for Aquaball League, and so I'm really proud of him and the University of Maryland interns that are on the team right now, helping out to get the games even more fine-tuned and ready for a full public release next year. All right,
working on it right now.
Working on it right now. Next slide. All right, I don't have to cover this. Next, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Listen. Here are some QR codes. If you haven't done already, watch the episodes because they are a great tool to get you acclimated to what we do here at Steam Your Dreams and with all the Ocean Bowl games in our after-school programming, without a doubt. All right. So this is in the user guide already, so you can easily go to this. Yeah. I wanted to stop right here for a second, real quick, because these are the 4 episodes that we totally recommend you get ready for 2025. They highlight and showcase what we did last year with our partnership with the Institute of Marine Environmental Technologies in the harbor of Baltimore. What a great partner they are. This year they sponsored the bags again, the drawstring bags that the kids will have. They're white. And of course, they should be in the building at Baltimore and I think DMV, maybe, I don't know, maybe, but definitely Baltimore. They'll be an exhibitor where kids can go around and learn more about some of the things you learned from IMET. We just finished session 2 today at Harlem Park in Baltimore, and they learned a lot more about aquaculture, biodiversity, and what was the other?
Preventing pollution.
Yeah, pollution, which is a big thing. So big shout out to our science partners at IMET on them. Thank you so much. Next slide. All right, sponsors, partners, just in case you know, we have Google, we have LearnFresh, NBA Math Hoops. We just came back from the Global Championships. Shout out to Miss Shayna Smith. She's the math director and coach and teacher over at Furley, working in CLN, that whole district up there. Man, she was awesome. She got a well-deserved award. Big shout out to LearnFresh. Microsoft is in the building. We'll take a look at that. Can't forget about this. Would not be possible without the generous donation from AstraZeneca. This is all powered, believe it or not, by our 2 title and sponsors, University of Associated Growth and AstraZeneca. So whoop whoop! Somebody give them big huge applause for keeping the doors open and running for us to keep bringing this wonderful e-gaming and esports platform and gaming to you guys. Big shout outs to BGE. We received their donation. Hey, what up, BGE? Fulton Bank is on with us again. Miss Dion, she's awesome. Thank you so much for being part. She's Under Armour. Y'all gonna see some nice shirts in Baltimore. Under Armour has donated again more shirts. We appreciate them. Baltimore City Parks and Recs, Montgomery County, some of our other partners. Next slide.
Yeah.
Pocket Change. I can't forget about Pocket Change.
They're doing a halftime show too.
Yeah, they're doing a halftime show. Yeah. So, but today, again, this webinar is about us really getting and showcasing more of the game. So I'm trying to make sure I keep an eye on the clock. Ocean Bowl story. I'm not covering this, not today. No, learn the Ocean Bowl story. Go online. Ocean Bowl story right here. Yeah. Check out these QR codes right here. You can check out the book. You get the e-copy. That is the original book of how I even developed the story Ocean Bowl. So if you imagine dolphins and other marine animals starting their own sports league, that is what happened to me when I got splashed by a dolphin at the John G. Shedd Aquarium in Chicago. And that's why we have this crazy cool event during the summer called Ocean Bowl Games, because during the school year, you go through that as a league. You get all your points. You determine who's the school or your rec center champion. And those rec center champions get sent to Ocean Bowl Games. So excited about this. So next slide. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. More QR codes for you to check. Characters. I do want to cover characters real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Ocean Bowl main characters. In fact, we'll come back to this because we got to go back to the kid. We'll bring up the kids slides for this. We already did this. We already did Ocean Bowl games.
But let's talk about the prizes and awards. What did they earn, Coach Trump? You want me to? Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to Fulton Bank again. We're both teaching the kids financial literacy and actually helping them get a head start. For the first place team, and I know that they're excited about this because it's cold hard cash.
Cold hard cash.
Yep, cold hard cash.
Well, they got to do something for it, though.
They do have to, but it still helps them out. Think about it.
They got to win. You have to win.
And if they win and take first place, each gamer on that team will earn $50 into their own independent savings account with the permission and consent of a parent who will be monitoring said savings account. Now, I know last year everybody was pretty excited about that because they're like, we can earn money with this?
I know. If you didn't know, e-gaming and e-sport events, which we've done, what we have done so very well is combine physical activity in STEM and Scholastic, the Scholastic part with e-gaming and e-sports. There are a lot of e-gaming and e-sports events you've probably heard, Mario Kart. What's some others? League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends. Riot Games is big.
What's the other kids? Was it
Let's see, we got
Brawl Stars.
Brawl Stars. We got Fortnite. Everybody has their own
Roblox.
tournament.
A lot of people have their own e-gaming, esports tournament. My production company, Creative Mindset Productions, we have developed all the Ocean Bowl e-games and stuff like that. Anyway, what I'm saying is basically kids can play in these tournaments and earn cold hard cash. Well, y'all pray for us because hopefully we'll get even more sponsorship dollars to increase the pot size. Because, again, there are some e-game and e-sport events that there are thousands of dollars that kids can win. Am I right?
Yeah.
Give an example.
Let's talk about the Fortnite Pro. That's for one.
What age do the kids play in that one? Is that all pro? That's pro in them, right?
That's pro, yeah.
Okay.
There are smaller kid size where it's usually like $100 possibly.
$100 for one. We're not doing bad. Yeah. So $50 per gamer, first place. That means there are three participants to a team. Each one of those participants is going to get $50. Second place, $25. And then, of course, there's additional prizes and awards. Last year, I did a special surprise. I don't know if we'll be able to do that this year. I was giving up I was giving away to the top 10 the top 10 teams, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll cover more about the prizes very shortly. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Here's a tier of the buckets. You cover this because you wrote this up too.
Of course. So at Ocean Bowl Games, outside of the first and second place, all the points still pay off. So even if you're an individual, even if you didn't place, every point that you earn from a cam or an exhibitor or from us seeing your great sportsmanship and behavior will end up getting you towards some of these prize buckets at the end. Think of this as like cash out. Everybody might have been to like Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese before. I'm not sure if Chuck E. Cheese is still big. I know Dave & Buster's is, but you're usually able to go cash out. Well, at the end of day 2, based off of how many points you have as an individual, you'll be able to cash out into different tiers. Tier 1 has a little bit here and there, just some trinkets. Tier 2, we're getting a bit more high stakes. And tier 3, we have some great electronic prizes for everybody to see.
I'm excited.
Yep. But I don't think everybody's as excited as they are about the plaques.
Hey, listen, we're gonna be totally transparent.
Yeah.
Our executive director told us when we got back from Harlem Park that we can't find the awards.
We're finding the
We're
awards.
gonna find them. We're gonna find them because
Yeah.
we better because they got
'Cause
nice.
look,
They're
yeah.
nice. I was hoping to show off one right now, but anyway, next slide.
Yeah. And just so you know, I don't want to give them too much,
Uh-huh.
but currently Harlem Park does have both the 2023 and 2024 plaques.
Yeah, it's big time. They'll get so a team that wins, they get to hoist the Ocean Bowl Games Cup, but then they get to take home some wonderful plaques and prizes. Awesome sauce. All right, rules and conduct. I'm going to be skipping. Let's see what slide it is. Let's make sure we just see this one. Then we'll skip because let's keep it very short and sweet. You take on the fact that the three color cards. We'll be walking around. Listen, quite simply put, everyone that attends Ocean Bowl games will have to wear a QR code badge. It'll be an armband.
Let's get an example of that.
You'll get that ready. Listen, we provide a safe place for kids to play, learn, and create, but also for guardians and parents to feel comfortable, and for rec and parks and everybody else to feel comfortable bringing your wonderful kids to Ocean Bowl games. Okay, so code of conduct goes for everybody. We just want a cool lo-fi. I'm kidding about the lo-fi. It is turned up. It's high end. It's hanging in front. You know, you will be probably ready to go to sleep immediately once you get home and done for Ocean Bowl games. I know I do, but no cheating. If a question is towards you, it is directed towards your team. When you see that in Aqua Ball Clash, when we played the E-game today, that is your question. No going over the line. We'll talk about that more today. Just pay very close attention to your coaches, to Steam Dream staff. Absolutely no bullying. You'll get it probably more than likely an immediate red card, which means you're done for the event. I was waiting for him to come back, but I might as well cover it. Usually what happens, we give a yellow card. We'll pull out just like in soccer. Pull out a yellow card. We'll give that yellow card to our scorekeepers and staff. They'll keep track of people who get yellow cards. Yellow cards do not mean you're really done for the day. It's a warning, right? And it's per CAM. So whatever CAM stands for Camp Activity Mission. And we have science, technology, engineering, art, and math, plus the playground game. Those are all considered CAMs. And if you're in that CAM, you get a warning. And one CAM, does that mean that warning will carry over to that next CAM? You get to start over. We get the chance. We're leaving, trying to be graceful, provide grace to a lot of our kids that participate. So, but if you're in one CAM, say if you're in science and you commit 2 yellows, which will then equal an orange card, that means you're out of that particular activity or that CAM. Okay? Does that make sense? Very simple. If you follow all the rules, come there to have fun and be nice and drive towards great sportsmanship, then we won't have a problem. Just bring your best competitive, bring your A game. Get it? Bring your A game, your art game, bring your STEAM game, and you should just be fine. I don't like really talking about the red card, but it has not happened yet. Knock on wood, not everything is. I just don't want to see it ever happen. But a red card is when you've done something just totally foul, and you have multiple orange cards, and you will be asked to go sit with your coach or your guardian or with your chaperone. Coach Justin, you want to show that?
Yep. And while we're talking about the rules, since safety is one of the most important things, for those who happen to be head rec coaches or those who happen to be individual, you will be receiving these QR code badges, which I'm going to hide the name for the sake of security. We don't want anybody to see. Everybody will receive this. It will have your school name. Yeah, it'll have the name of the group that you're associated with. Your team name, your full name, a QR code, and a picture. That is for identification purposes so that we know who is in the building at what time, and we can make sure everybody is in there, and those who aren't supposed to be are removed for security's sake.
Right.
Now,
orange man.
Yep. This is everybody who is a participant, you'll have an orange. So this is for all the students. Those who are spectators, those who are coaches, that means any rec participants, any media, etc., any parents. All of us will have a black wristband on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how to put it on is simple. You have a little slot in here. You just slide it on in. which you might have to fold the card up a little bit, but no worries if that happens.
And while he's getting ready to slide out, let me get a demo of this. This is Velcro. So you're able to wrap it around. We know these babies are their arms ain't big as yours are just and mine's are just. But so it will allow you to strap it around them. So if not, they can put it around their wrist if that's good, especially us adults. Okay.
Yeah. So you simply just slide on in. And then once you have this, let's say, for example, you want to readjust it, take it all the way out. You just slide this on through to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And boom.
Awesome.
Now I'm all ready to go, get checked in, and play.
All right. Guess what you get to do? I've already covered the cards and stuff. See let's go next.
Yeah.
And trust me, we'll check the Q&A very soon, and questions will come back. We're just going to keep a good flow until we make sure we get past a few things. Go past all that. Oh,
New
waivers, and cover the new form. Even if I didn't tell you to get that website ready, did I?
Nah.
Yeah, I messed it
That
up.
would be something that we have as additional follow-up for this.
Yep.
What's most important is that if you have not already, especially for parents and guardians, there is an online waiver for you to sign. This just assures that, hey, we are in charge of your babies, and that you will make sure that they have this wristband on the day of. We will find ways to get them to you all, especially for those out of state. We'll find ways to make sure you have them. That if they do not have this, they cannot get into the building for security purposes. It is important and imperative that they have this, and we will work with you to make sure everybody has that. That is an absolute priority of ours.
Now in Baltimore, we have a wonderful partner. Her name is Anne Marie and her company. I forgot the company name.
Enjoyable Moments.
Thank you. Huge shout out to her if she's online.
Nadia is.
She is. Hey, Nadia. So listen, they are running the show in Baltimore, right? As producer, I'm all about safety. So we have some extra security watching out for the doors. There'll be a police officer at Furley Elementary. Big shout out to Miss House. And again, Miss Smith from Furley Elementary for hosting this year's Ocean Bowl games in Baltimore. And no one, I mean, absolutely no one, even me, I'm not allowed to run around without having a badge on. Okay.
Yep. And with that being said, outside of the regular photo release and safety waiver, there is now a modified waiver on our website that will be reflected after this meeting that explains that this is an absolute necessity.
Cool. Next.
Yep. Now we're getting the boring stuff out of the way.
Yeah, we getting on this.
Yep. Now it's time that we talk about what everybody wants to hear about.
Exactly. This is why it's 2:32. Perfect timing. And before we get started, we're gonna go through the e-game. So we're gonna go backwards, right? We're gonna do day 2 of Ocean Bowl games, right?
Which I think they need to see the agenda for that. That's okay.
Well, yeah, you can show that. We can show the agenda.
Yep.
Go to that. Yep.
So let's see what this flow is.
And we'll cover some of that too a little bit if we have time.
There we go. Let's see what the flow is like of day. This is day 1, but let's look at the flow of day 2.
Yep. Cover day 2.
Day 2. That's going to be after kids earn their points at brain games, playground games on day 1. This is all dedicated to esports and e-gaming, which is why we have this webinar to show you how to best prepare for that, because we've been doing so much summer programming with the cams themselves. So let's go ahead and start out with, I think we need to start out with beach ball first.
Yeah, we are, because you notice we're going to start at 10:30 a.m. with beach ball, and those is misspelled.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. It says
beach
ball. It should be beach balling. Even up. Now, everyone that is a participant of Ocean Bowl games, the kids will get a copy of this year's summer reading, which is issue number 2 of our Ocean Bowl magazine. I really love the fact that we have this available as an e-copy too. So if you want to start reading it, I'm giving you all the hints and tips and tricks right now to prep. So in here, there are activities. There's the back page is a perfect place to put all your stickers and badges that you get from going to exhibitors. Do me a favor. Have this already read and done. It's a quick read. It's an easy read. It's like a comic book. So read that. There's some math exercises. If we have time during our summer programming, we might do some AI stuff, by the way, next in session 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, this magazine was created through one of our core flex coaches, Mo
Mo
Love,
Love.
worked
Yep.
with me. She's an educator in DC. We didn't want to thank her for helping get ready for this Ocean Bowl games with this year's Ocean Bowl issue. So, anybody got questions about this on how you're going to get yours ahead of time? The plan is simple. We're going to try to make sure you allotted every participant to get their summer reading and their magazine and their STEM kits or whatever. Try to get that way ahead of time. If you got any questions after this particular webinar, you're welcome to email me and we will try our very best to schedule something. Because again, I know I got folks from DMV area all the way up to Philly and all over that's going to be coming down to this year's Ocean Bowl games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm so glad to hear about.
All right. So we're getting into it. Let's go. 2:35. Let's show beach balling.
Yeah.
Beach ball.
Let's go and start out. And one of the first and most important things is that, at least for some people, you guys will have access to a tablet. We have a 10-inch here, but the rec centers have 8 inches right now.
Yeah. So we utilize Amazon Fire tablets right now for Steam Your Dreams. And the reason why we do this is because it's portable, battery, and not, it's pretty cool. So it's Android based. So in order to run these games, and we're going to provide a link on the screen very soon, you can take a picture of this link. It's also available in the user guide. This link will allow you to download the games onto an Android-based tablet. Again, Android-based tablet. Will it work on a computer? It depends upon the Chromebook or computer. It has to be Android-based, okay? And so this is a 10-inch, and a lot of our rec centers will have two, right, in their Steam box, two 8-inch tablets that will have the games already loaded on, okay? So let's do beach ball. Let's go.
Let's go. And we'll go ahead and let's give them a live feed of how this tablet looks like.
All right.
Obviously, we'll have them all organized in the folders, but let's go ahead and open up beach ball.
I'm ready to whoop you up, man.
Wow.
Move the controllers. We about to get it going. You know how I'm the true gamer. Is it flat? Are we flat enough? Okay.
I think we're gonna be flat enough.
All right. So when you're setting up to play this game, it's gonna be 3 rounds when we play on day 2. All right. So we know that teams are made of 3. So let's turn off the sound and all that good stuff. As soon as we get this back in there.
There we go.
The teams are made of 3. So one of the team members will be setting out the first round. They'll be alternating. So we'll have 3 rounds, I think. Is it 2? I know we have a minimum of 2 rounds. We have 3 rounds. There are 3 rounds. For the first round, with beach balling, we're going to play with the questions turned on. And what does that mean? You'll soon see. So you may have your very best player kind of be a part of every single round. And this game is all about timing, right? You gotta be focused, right? So gaming can help neuroscience and help the science of your brain and all that stuff. So is this working now? You're just having a fun time.
Yeah.
We were doing
so good too.
I know we had set this thing up last night.
Well, you gotta love intermissions.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I can't believe this thing is not working. Well, boy.
Yeah, it was working before a game on the webinar, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Next time you'll listen to me though. I say let's get get the pack and go. Let's get the pack and go, the big Steam box. Some of you all have our opportunity to play on the big pack and go, and that could show that. All right, it came up.
There we go. Sometimes you just gotta give it a little bit of a jostle.
Yeah, is it loading? Is it loading?
Yeah, it's loading.
Okay.
Told you.
All right.
So let's go ahead and see beach balling.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn off sound effects and music for when you guys see this, and we're gonna go ahead and turn on challenge mode right away.
Nope.
Okay.
For the first round, we're gonna play without the challenge mode turned off. Thank God we do that because we want to know. We're going to turn off the challenge mode because challenge mode says basically that if you are a player and you answer a question 3 times in a row wrong, it's going to lock up your character and put you in like a penalty. You're going to just have to sit still for 10 seconds. Okay. So the first time we play, let's go ahead and play. I'm going to play against you.
Should we download some questions?
Oh, yeah, we should. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean to go that fast.
All good. Don't worry. So during Ultra Bowl games, this is how we really make it entertaining for all the kids. We combine video game experience with educational. So this is why you need to read the Legend of Sneaky Trey. We have a system called
No.
Steam IQ.
Quickie
the Kid.
Sneaky Trey was
last
one.
year.
Yeah,
I'm
last
thinking of last year. Look,
his
it's
questions
just
still might pop up.
Yeah. I mean, the questions may pop up.
Yeah.
As Game Master, you may be like, oh, for the veterans.
I'm getting warned. Keep going.
Within our system, we have something called Steam IQ. It's how we're going to both track the scholars as well as give the questions to answer within the game. This is accessible to all of you guys. We have offline questions and online questions. So I'm just going to show you as an example. We have offline here. It'll show you the subject. We only have math in here. I'll do 4th grade math. And we'll go ahead and download it in. And once it's fully downloaded, thankfully Roma came back just in time, we'll go and hit play. They have multiple options. Of course, player versus computer, 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2. But we're going to do 1 versus 1.
Bring it. Oh, can somebody give me some theme music as I whoop my protege up?
Wow. For the rules, we're going to do 2 minutes, 3 goals, and at Ultimate Games, we are only taking initials.
What is my initials? RSM2.
And mine are JG.
Again, only initials. So kids, do not be trying to put your whole gamer name in and all that stuff.
It takes so long to figure out.
Yeah. All right.
So let's go ahead and start.
What is 5,230 around?
With 6,000 minus 2,345.
All right.
Look at you answering the question.
Man, I'm not having no stuff from you today. Just
wow.
Whoop them up fast.
Nope.
I want to know through the chat who you think is gonna win. Oh man.
Now this game, you have to wait until your dolphin rotates so they can actually hit the board.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm tapping the dolphin, not anywhere else in the screen. I'm not that anywhere. And when you hear that little sound, when you run out of 5 shots, you got to pay attention to your controls and your assets and inventory right below here. I wish I had a little pencil I could draw on one screen. Yeah. Wait till we get that big touch screen. You get 5 shots, okay? And then it's going to go down to 0, like right now.
And answer a question to get some more shots.
Okay, how many? Okay, 3. Okay.
I love how none of us have scored.
That's because I ain't trying to whoop you up quite yet. Oh man, God! Oh! Now watch this power up. I'm going to use. I'm going to use
Go ahead,
a tsunami. A tsunami. I said tsunami. Boy, yeah, it's been a long day already. I want to block the ball from going to goal, so I just use one of my power ups. You only get pretty much 1 or 2 a game. He scores. Man, you just cheat. Now, this power up right here, the green, I want to make him go faster to throw him off. So I'm going to make sure I use that. The slower power up allows you to hit that button. It slows down your opponent. So it's all about throwing off their timing. So anybody want to know about gaming, that's what it's all about. I also have 1 good super shot. That's that big super soaker button right there.
Which I already used on you.
How much time I got? 10 seconds?
Yeah. You ain't going to get me.
Yeah, I'm not going to get you guys. Watch this. I think you're going to win this. Yeah!
I'm winning. I won. Yeah.
You see this guy?
They can't even see me right now. They can't see my reaction.
Oh, they can't see you? I thought we had the picture on. Oh my God.
I have the pip on. Take that off.
Anyway, we'll hit report. We usually we need everybody that's playing the Ocean Bowl games to be very patient at the end of your round. Meaning don't go start pressing a whole bunch of buttons to start on over. No. After you finish your round, a facilitator will press the buttons to make sure we start to restart. For instance, I just hit report because sometimes we want to take a look at how many fires you took, how many questions you got wrong, how many that, so forth and so forth. Notice when I press on player 2 in the very left, I see what JG got. JG had way more fires than I did. I had a lot more miss. Yeah, a lot more miss, but do the math. We're going to add even more stats to the game very shortly, but that is not why we're really showing this screen. We want to show you that you can take a look at what questions you got wrong or right. In the future, this will also allow you to see what the correct answer is too.
Yeah, and this helps you learn over time.
Exactly. So hopefully you guys got some questions about beach balling. I am not going to check and see if we have any questions about beach balling in the chat. So anybody got questions about beach balling?
And we have the chat open. Somebody needs to rejoin.
Yeah.
We are so sorry if there ain't happen to be any technological issues. Let's open up the Q&A chat feature.
Yeah. Let's see what's going
Will
on.
students have scrap paper to work out problems?
And that's a very good question.
I think instead of scratch paper
Yeah, you can show what will be available at
Yeah.
Ocean Bowl games.
at Ocean Bowl games. Hopefully, this is one of the ones that I had in the battery in.
Okay. And
That's not
remember,
what I have.
and remember, we're not on a camera, so you need to switch it over to camera
Yep.
because they can't see what you're doing there, buddy. Which button is it over there? Oh, you already got it. Okay.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah, we're not gonna do that.
okay.
Let's go ahead right into the live room for you guys to see that at Ocean Bowl games, they will actually have etch a sketches. They'll pretty much be able to, write their answers out. We use this for a playground game. It would be used day 2 for them to do scratch work. Because we know definitely those some people, prefer in their head. There are also those who like to do their work on paper, which I'm one of them.
Okay. And keep in mind that, yeah, the paper will be backup, but again, being eco-friendly because we promote that Ocean Bowl games, conservation, sustainability. Look, we're trying to use this wonderful, cool invention to be a source for them to write on. What else we got?
Question number 2. Will you have copies of the waivers at the site?
Negative.
I assume that she means on site, I believe that is a no.
No.
If we're talking about online, then we have some that will have CMXR Sports and Semi Dreams and Ocean Bowl games with redirects to that site.
Yeah, maybe we take a note to show everyone the websites for sure. We'll
Of
actually
course.
go to the websites during this webinar. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the game. Anybody else got questions about the game?
I'm looking
Beach
at
ball?
that.
Nope.
Like I said, make sure you use the Q&A and chat feature.
All right. Cool beans.
With that, let's get back into the game.
All right. I might be able to show them on this laptop when.
That is very true.
Why is it going to sleep? I don't know.
Next game that we have up next after beach ball, and this is also another one where they be able to amass different points, is Scuba Attack 2.
Scuba Attack 2. This was the first game that I've ever developed.
Yeah, that's why it has a 2.
This is the first game that I developed and publicly released. I developed many other games before that. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'm just changing my power on this laptop prepared for alcohol. But anyway.
Now, during Ocean Bowl games with Scuba Attack, it's an endless runner. If you've played Subway Surfer, if you've played Jetpack Joyride, if you've played Temple Run, yes, I one. If you play Temple Run, you know how an endless runner works. You go until you hit an obstacle. Just like with beach balling, you can also do a Q&A video. You can also do questions and answers. You can either do load system, or during Ocean Bowl games, we may have our glorious game master here be like, hey, let's enter some online from CMIQ. So let's go ahead and load some questions from. Let's do a real gift.
You're gonna do local questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna do local questions.
Why not? Why you?
Do you want them to see that part?
I want them to see Steam IQ.
All right.
Steam IQ is our edutainment management system. It's a learning management system, but more importantly, it's about gamification. So it houses all our question banks and some of our learning journeys that we're doing in the curriculum that we do. Also, since it has gamification elements and features, it has profiles of the games, the students and scholars that we have in our that have joined our scholarships and so forth, or through our program. They're able to see a player dashboard, they're able to see what rank they are, so on and so on. So it's actually going to be publicly released next year, before next fall, for next school season.
Yeah, that's exciting.
All right.
All right, so let's download some game questions from the Ocean Bowl Games Magazine, issue 2, The Legend of Quickie the Kid. We'll hit play, and at Ocean Bowl, they'll be during tournament mode. Now, tournament mode lets you log in as a guest, or if they already have a game ID, they can log in with that. You gotta do with Ocean Bowl games. We will be doing 2.5 minutes. Now, each one gets a bit faster. So the strategy here is that with your team, you might want to decide like who has the best reaction time, because otherwise, especially when you get to the end, everybody's blitzing, is going to get a bit confusing, and you're going to be like, oh no, what do I do? So judge your reaction times, especially if you have kids. See who's supposed to go last, because the last animal is always the fastest. And we have Jay, Oria, and Zach.
Nice.
So let's go ahead and play it. Show them how we do it.
So if you and I are on a team, you're taking Jay.
Yep, I'm taking Jay.
Who's Jay? Who's Jay?
One of the main characters of Ocean Bowl games.
Okay, you better get in it. Here's some tips. Be ready to go. Like the clock is ticking. The moment you hit the start button, you start. Me as game master, I'm gonna go ahead and say go. 1, 3, 2, 1, and go. You gotta be ready to go because that clock is ticking.
You have to avoid different obstacles and collect as many clams as you can to get your total score. Now, this game is most likely the most important because this will truly be the tiebreaker for some teams at Ocean Bowl games, both in DMV and Baltimore. I almost said something. I almost did say Baltimore.
After, who was quick at kids? Super old and super proud grandfather.
No, I'm thinking.
Anybody know the answer?
Let's see if the chat has the answer. But remember, time's running out.
Time is running out.
I may have to take a guess.
No chat. Nothing in there. You gotta take a guess.
I'm gonna say maybe Scooter.
I mean, you've been reading the magazine.
Well, I was supposed to get it wrong on purpose.
No.
I was gonna yell at if I got it wrong on purpose. Oh, I gotta look out for Private Fang.
Yeah,
and some other abilities that you have are super speed, which lets you blitz through any object. Ooh, what sport does Quickie dream of playing? I'm gonna say shell racing. Wrong answer. And I also have a shield, which means that if I hit anything, it'll block that one. But as you can see, I got up to 730 meters and collected 71 clams. But that was on my first try. It goes all the way until the 2 minutes and 30 seconds are up. So even if somebody gets knocked out in their turn, it's not over until that timer ends. So that's the most important thing for them to know, is that, hey, I still have time to do this as long as that clock is still there. And then once that clock is up, that means that player 2 starts. So as you can see, I got knocked out again. But
I would say strategy-wise, you have to look at the clock very often. You got 10 seconds left. What I normally do is I hit it and hold down and go all the way to the top, because once he starts to go down to the bottom, once the time runs out, he's going to start to crash. So that gets you some extra few meters when he's going down to crash. Use your powers very wisely, because you could say, hey, well, Jay is pretty cool. You can grab as many coins as you can. But you might want to save your powers for your partners and let them use those very fast dolphins to get as many meters and coins and other stuff as possible. But another tip, you definitely, if you have your speed, use that. Don't let those go to waste. All the others, you kind of let them go to waste, but don't let them go to waste. All right. During Ocean Bowl games, you will have to sit on this screen right here and then let your scorekeeper get the score. If you make an accident and mess around, keep pressing the button and moving on to the next play, you will not get an opportunity to reset or play again. You just won't. So we're warning people ahead of time, all the participants, all the coaches, all the ministers, please don't catch an attitude with us, because all we're trying to do is keep a good flow going. And the fact is, if we're giving you everyone clear instructions, the game, once it gets to this screen of sit here to results, you sit here until we say go. You basically say, we'll give you clear instructions on when the next thing to do.
Yeah.
So what happens is the scorekeeper is going to get this score. We're going to put it on the scoreboard. Then I'm going to say, player 2, so y'all ready? And then I'll wait till my coaches and everybody say they're ready to go. And then I'll ready. We're ready. So player 2, you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got player 2.
All right. And let's see how player 2 does. All right, but we get a question beforehand. You usually do get a question at the start. What does Quickie use to help him block the alcohol during games? I don't know. Maybe. Hey, I got it right. This is how you know I've been reading. And now I start out as Oria, who is one of Odin's kids. And you are not supposed to hear any music, by the way. At Ocean Bowl games, we will have the music and sound effects turned off.
Anything to distract them, right?
Exactly. We don't want any distractions. So that music will be turned off, but we'll have the DJ playing either some lo-fi or might be incense music during round 3. But the main thing is trying not to distract the kids too much.
Yeah,
Ooh,
through the cams.
Cookie out
Yeah.
the face.
Only through like the finals that we start to really blast the music in the halftime show and special performances.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Pockets Change this happening.
Hey,
It's gonna be
get
so
out the way.
That was Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah.
Come on, hey, get out the way.
You have Private Fang and then you have Mr. Bubbles, who, if you get hit by them, that's also a knockout. But there is a very special animation that plays. And I'm not gonna spoil it. I might just let him be like, "Hey, get hit by it."
If you're wondering how far your diver has to go, it's like every 250, maybe 500 meters, a question will pop up and give you an opportunity to earn more power-ups. So again, the questions that appear in the game, they could be based upon anything that it covered during summer STEAM programming or anything they cover, of course, from the Quickie the magazine, Quickie the Kid, or from our other partners.
I was say make sure you go to the exhibitors. You never know what exhibitor might have a question for them.
Absolutely.
Good job doing my shield again, just because there's 30 seconds left. And then, I think after this, we should move on to Aqua Ball Clash.
I am with that.
So let's go ahead and see how far I can get. Because my original score is 2,102, I believe. Ooh, Scooter has 30 children, and each child has 30 kids. How many grandchildren does he have? That is a lot of kids. But I believe that should be 900.
Is this fourth grade? Is fourth grade?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, this is from the book.
Oh, that's right. That's from the book.
Oh, my time is up. And I got 1,728 points.
Now, what do you do with those points? And what do you do with your screen if you're a player? You're basically going to hear probably check. If you hear check, hands up, eyes and ears, listen to your coach. And then they can't see you throwing your hands up.
I know, but I'm just doing it just in case. I'm doing my hands in the air.
Justin is so programmed now. We all do that. We usually throwing our hands up. I've seen teachers hands up.
Anybody who's been a part of programming knows this. Yeah. They get the inside joke.
So anyway, points, make sure they go to the scorekeeper, right? And then we'll say, player 3, you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now this is Zach. He's your speedster. And you definitely want your anchor of your team to play as Zach because he's super fast and he'll get you tons of points in the end.
And I got an achievement for answering 10 questions.
Let's go.
So you do also unlock achievements in this game. So with him, let's go ahead and see how far I can get. And remember, this one is what's going to decide any tiebreakers. Because some people have been like, "Oh, the points might, tie up," which makes sense. This game will break any tiebreakers between teams.
For sure. Where is?
So, what lesson does Quickie learn about speed? I don't know. Maybe it's I don't think being speed is all about being fast or being strong. I think it's about working hard. You can tell I read. I did my assignment, guys.
Oh.
I read this. Uh-oh. Oh, I barely dodged him. I barely dodged Mr. Bubbles there.
Again, what is he doing on the tablet? He's tapped and holding. He's pressing down on the tablet to take his diver up. In this case, Zach, the dolphin, has the magnet power on. That's attracting coins. And of course, to go down, you just take your hands off. You let go. Now you may want to tap. That helps to kind of make them swim and get little coins in the middle and stuff. You see the thing tapping. Yep.
Yeah. As you see, it might get you up a little bit more. Slowly but surely, it gets you up.
All right. In case of emergency, say for instance, something happens with your gameplay, something happens to the tablets, because these tablets are not perfect. Neither is the game. So if anything happens, you just get the attention of your referee or coach, and we will make the judgment call to either let you do your round over. Okay. But we are fair. Where we're not is we we don't play no games. Yes, we do play games.
We
Well,
play games, but not the kind that you're thinking.
exactly. So if you try to play us, like you've been doing some foul things with the tablet, doing all kind of stuff. We've had that tried once or twice at the Ocean Bowl games.
Everything happens once.
Yeah. So we've caught those particular kids trying to do a little extra stuff, and we had to give them yellow cards and stuff. But that's it right there. There's that
Yeah.
crash event. So that was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That was not bad. Scuba attack.
So here are my points.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go and get them. And now, let's say that a coach got them. Let's see the result.
All right.
And this way we can also see it again.
All right. Here's another tip and hack. Coaches and referees that are with your teams during the match, it will be wise of you to, keep track of your points manually yourselves. You can write them down on your phone, whatever, on a piece of sheet. Just keep track of your points to reconcile, just in case, we find that to be very valuable as far as that. Okay. All right. That takes care of scuba attack. Any questions?
Chat is open. We can see chat, and let's go into a quick Q&A. Let's see if there's anything. And there are a few things in the Q&A. What if the kids fight over whose turn it is? That is something that should be addressed before you come to Ocean Bowl games. So let's say, for example, if you're in a rec center, we're going to do on session 3 or whenever we come, we're going to practice the E-games. That's when we're going to decide, hey, based off of what the gameplay feels like, if you feel like it's a bit too fast, you might move up. If you feel like, oh, I got this, I can get the most points, you'll be player 3. If you're an individual, we will get you in contact with your other team members, and we'll make sure that everybody meets each other, gets familiarized, even if it's online, and that everybody's ready to play and knows before Ocean Bowl games, because anything else might result in that flag.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. The word fight is just not things that we're gonna really tolerate.
Yeah.
Whether physically, mentally, or spiritually. What we are doing a very good job with Steamy Dreams is coaching kids to tame those emotional skills and provide social emotional learning opportunities. So we had kids get kind of irritated by each other. But what we ask is that the parents or guardian, you as a coach, be there to give them that words of advice to help be the facilitator, curator of that, and mediator of those situations. Steam Your Dreams at Ocean Bowl games, we're really focused on being the providers of the experience. You as a coach, you as a parent, you as a rec center admin, these are your teams. You are the ones who are going to coach your kids to victory. We're the gamers. We're the facilitators, okay?
Yeah. So next question, can I get to Furley Elementary on the bus? If you're part of a rec center, then yes, the bus will be taking you. That includes all coaches who are coming with, as well as the participants. If you happen to be an individual, there are ways to take the bus to get to Furley Elementary. I believe that is within the user guide already.
Yeah, if you can, we'll come back to this question if we have more time. I'll show you the map where you pull in if you're a part of a bus. Moravia Road, I heard that. Hope I said that correctly today. I drink more water in Baltimore. So the new Furley location is really off Furley Avenue. And if you do a Google search for Furley Recreation Center, believe it or not, that is the new school. So it is not the old Furley, the old building. Okay, it is the new Furley. Okay, let's get back to the action. Let's head over to
Alcohol Clash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to take over what happened since you're game commissioner of this one?
Alcohol Clash?
Yeah.
Which one?
Alcohol Clash. This is where we start thinning out the herd, because once we get those scores in from Scuba Attack, what happens?
Notice what you said, thinning out the herd. Listen, the pods are broken into 2 pods. There's this blue pod and red pod. Each pod has groups in them. In each group, you have teams of 3. The teams basically for Baltimore, we had a total of 36 kids per group. That's 12 teams, right? 12 times 3.
Yep.
Okay, where's my 3rd grade math in there? Anybody? No. All right. So we got to break that down. We can't have that many kids going into the finals. So Alcohol Clash in the second day, after we finish lunch, that we will get with organization and coaches, directors to determine who the top teams are that will make it to the Aqua Ball Clash tournament. The Aqua Ball Clash will be a knockout tournament. Whoever wins the full set wins. The best 2 out of 3 matches wins. Every player will get to play. And depending upon the time, we might even move that up to 3 out of 4 games. But trust me, usually this is this game gets pretty intense. So Miss Green, I saw in the Q&A.
Yeah.
This is the game where we got to watch out for people who are breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Because this game is like air hockey, except you got to keep your hand and character on your diver, on your diver character. So we're gonna play against each other again.
Yeah, we're gonna play against each other.
All right.
Now, one of the most important things during this game is that the tablet cannot leave the table. That is the first and most important rule of this before we even start.
Say it.
Tablet cannot leave the table. If we see it and a coach will be around to supervise this one big time, you will get the flag. We will have sound, music off, bus mode off, clash mode off, and shot clock system is on. Now let's do another. I'm just going to do a system question.
Okay.
Let's do some more Sneaky Tray. Let's load in that local data. And let's do 1 versus 1. So I'm going to play as Odin.
You playing as Odin?
Yeah, Odin versus Zach.
Okay, I'm keeping my index finger. I've seen kids use their thumb and hit the character, but we are watching for, with a keen eye this year, that kids don't keep their fingers above the half court line.
Can't do this.
No, we don't want the kids' fingers to be going on to the other side of the court, because it's causing too many issues, right? So we want to make sure that they keep their fingers and their diver on the side court. Now, if a question is facing towards me, it's my question. If the question is facing you, it's mine. So now with the new update Aqua Ball Clash, there's a red X in the upper left-hand corner. I got certain seconds. I'm gonna take a guess. I was right. Trade up, boy. All right.
And now it's my question, because I would be facing Roman. So it says, what did you do before getting fish in the art cam? Oh, I know. We built fishing poles.
That was engineering. Yep.
Yep.
Last year. So Aqua Ball Clash, like air hockey, like I said, you want to keep your finger on your character, stay focused, have some fun with it. It's the best to 5 goals. I think it's 2 minutes. It is the round, is the game. I'm losing my tongue, or I can't talk because I'm focused. I'm trying to.
We get locked in over here, y'all.
Exactly. I'm losing 3-2. What is going on here? I don't really lose in this game, you know.
This is the only shot I have at beating you, because I know I'm gonna get my butt whooped for the finals.
What's the name? Aurea is the name, the daughter of.
And what is it short for? Or what does it mean?
That's your question.
Like, love this A-Arms own. Oh, he owns the Argonauts. That was in our first book, A Real Gift.
Yeah, buddy. Okay. Boom, 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 boom,
Boom.
boom, boom, boom. Now keep in mind that it's 3-3. Let's go.
Uh-oh. You're kind of getting me. You're getting me stressed. Oh no.
Let's go. Keep in mind that the first 2 games that you play will have questions on. The third game will have no questions turned on. So we'll go to the settings of Aqua Ball Clash and turn off the Q&A. Okay. For beach ball, I forgot to mention, challenge mode is the second round, right?
Yep.
And then the free play is the third round. Again, if you did, we'll cover this real quick again. We'll show you on beach balling. Show them real quick. Let's show them. I want to make sure everybody sees this.
Yep. And then after that, we'll talk about what happens after Aqua Ball Clash, which I think everybody's the most excited for. Or if they haven't seen it yet, they will become more excited.
Which one?
What happens after Aqua Ball Clash? Once we finish showing beach balling.
Okay.
And we take a Q&A.
So we told you, hey, the questions, you will get flagged immediately if you're breaking any rules in the e-gaming tournament. For instance, again, crossing the half-court line, no typical bully cheating and all that stuff. But then what else? Questions that are not yours, you can't be speaking out loud. You'll get called out and maybe get a yellow card for that. What else? Picking up the tablet, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop, uh-oh.
Okay. One of those, it came, I guess we keep moving this
Yep,
to
there
it.
we
There it is. Again, the challenge mode on this, I wanted to show it because we just built this feature because I wanted you to see that one round, the challenge mode will be on. Okay. And then it's free play for the next round. So that's good to go. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. When we come back, because we got to prepare for Aqua Ball League.
That is going to be
which is the championship, because once the team, again, they play Aqua Ball Clash to go through the tournament. Depending the top 4 teams, the top 2 teams from the blue pod, the top 2 teams from the red pod will face off in the Aqua Ball League semifinals. And then the top 2 teams, one team representing the red pod, one team representing the blue pod, they will go head to head for the Ocean Bowl Games championship.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take
real NFC East and West stuff going on with this.
Exactly. So we're going to take, instead of 5 minutes, we're going to take a 3-minute timeout as we prepare our system for that. Okay.
Yep. We'll be right back.
Can you hear us? you enjoyed your bathroom break, and we have a few people still viewing us. We appreciate you staying in because we wanted to make sure we get set up to showcase the following. Let's talk about how to download the e-games first before we finish up with Aqua Ball League. First things first, we're going back to the user guide. Again, I keep saying the user guide is your key to really understanding. It has a lot of the answers to a lot of all your questions. On this page is the QR code where you can download the games. You need an Android tablet device. I say again, Android. And there's certain things you need to do to make sure you're able to download onto your device so it can be installed. There's some help about that online, and plus you could easily call and access if you run into any major problems. We're more than happy to try to get you these games installed. So again, the one in red is the one you want to do if you want to download to your Android devices. But we do have some older versions of the game because the gameplay is pretty much the same.
Yeah,
they're available on Apple and on Google Play. And you can also play a web version through online version. But again, those versions, believe it or not, we're going to keep it real with you. They're kind of buggy. We haven't updated them since about 6 months ago. So your best bet is options 1, 2, and 3, red, blue, and the black to the right, download to really start to play the games. If not, then you can also, if you get a Steam box from us on loan, these are loaners, by the way, then you could type in the code 2020 on your iPad, or I'm sorry, your Android, your Amazon tablet that we loan to you. Again, the PIN number to access the tablet is 2020. Why? That is the year that Steam Your Dreams was founded. Okay.
And as a note, if you guys happen to have the user guide that Akilah sent in the chat, and for some reason you're not viewing this live, so we're sorry about that because we're viewing it on our end. You can go to page 34, and that has the QR codes. I know some people have been having technological issues, so I just wanted to point that out.
All right, switch me over to the main computer over here.
Of course. Let's go ahead and see exactly what Roman is viewing.
Don't know how that happened.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, wait, never mind. They can still see us.
Okay. Can they see us?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the web page that if you were to go to the QR code to download the e-games, all right? What you do is you scroll down, you see it's a free download. We're offering it as a free download. You click on it, and then you put in your email address, and then it will send a link to your email, and you just download the game onto your computer. Really that simple. Again, if you run into issues where it's saying permissions on your Android device that you can't install the APK, this link right here, if you click on this link on the page, it will give you instructions of how to install on an Android device. It's pretty straightforward. It's got 3 easy ways to install it onto your device. Okay. All right. One more page to show you, and then we want to Aqua Ball League. For the waiver, right here. This is now Steam Your Dreams legal, authorized e-waiver form. All right. It is right here. You click on that link on steamxrsports.org. If you are asked to go fill out this form, is because we do not have a copy of your hard copy, and we haven't received any kind of real registration of your waiver forms. So we are now going to offer this to all the participants and for particular spectators that will be showing up to Ocean Bowl games. Okay. Again, it's under Ocean Bowl games under the steamxrsports.org, and then you go to Ocean Bowl games. Then you go right here to Steam XR Sport Events. There's the e-waiver form. You also see the About Ocean Bowl games and the registry. That will take you to the Steam Your Dreams website. And then guess what? There's the user guide. All right. So we covered that page again. Let's go to Aqua Ball League. You ready?
I'm ready.
I know you're ready. Your Steam box, or when you play, this gaming PC that we're using has a USB hub, which plugs into a USB port, and it has 4 controllers. Please talk about the 4 controllers there, buddy.
Of course. And you know what? I think that we should also go to our live room so that they can see exactly what we see.
All right.
We're going to go ahead and bit on live here. But if you get a Steam box, which you guys might not be able to see this as much, but you do have a USB hub. We've already shown this as some of our rec centers. They do have this USB hub that connects to these wired Xbox controllers. So you have about 4 of them. If you are from Baltimore, you have 2 red and 2 blue. If you're at Montgomery County and we're seeing you next week, you will have 2 white and 2 black. So that way you know which teams. If you plug them in, which let's show USB port again, the order you plug them in is how it's going to show up as 1, 2, 3, 4. So it depends on which one you plug in first. So I recommend you plug in 2 of your white or whichever color you want first, and then your other 2, because the order does matter.
The only way we can update Aquaball League and the other e-games will be through us manually taking a hard drive or something, thumb drive, and coming to update those games, other than the games I just showed you, the e-games. So right now, let's go back over to Aquaball League on the tablet. To start it up, on the computer, gaming PC, to start it up, you should have an icon on your computer that says 2025 Ocean Bowl Games Aquaball League 2025. I don't know why we got 2025 twice, but
all of them have that though, and they also have the fandom demo that was shown at PAX East. Though we do recommend the 2025 Ocean Bowl Games. The PAX East one is just if you want to see the journey.
I got you. Now, Aquaball League, how to play this game? We're waiting to be on the main screen. I guess it's taking a while. Did it get stuck?
Might have gotten stuck, but no worries. This is the pleasures of a live broadcast.
There we go. All right. So Aquaball League, you'll see that your menu items are quick play, game mode settings, and quit. We usually turn down the sound this way. Okay. You can hit the B button, go back. The cool things we've added new to this game is you can learn more about the 4 characters that we already have built in. These Marine champions are cool than ever. If you click on Aquaball Stars, it gives you real science, real biology facts, stats about each player. What you'll be doing in Aquaball League for Ocean Bowl games is you'll be playing, there'll be 1 player that is a shark, 1 player is a dolphin. As you can see, we have science facts in there that can help you understand more about how we as developers have made the attributes, the level up abilities, and all that good stuff about our game characters based upon real science facts. For instance, Echo, the dolphin, is fast, but by all definition,
almost faster
a little bit because he's a strong swimmer. He's a fish, right? Fish have gills. So we took all that into consideration when we were designing and developing who would be the fastest character. But speed does not equal everything because all these other characters have better moves like jumps, spins, and flips, et cetera, et cetera.
And let's not forget about our cephalopods like Digi and Gibby, who because of their tentacles, they can reach farther for that alcohol.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out, by the way, in the settings to who developed this game. Boom. We got Ren. Shout out to Ren from the University of Maryland. We got Justin, of course, Bree, and Aldrin. They were the first 1.0 developers, so shout out to them. Let's go back over here. So if you are a high school student or middle school student that wants to learn more about how to develop games on Unreal Engine and stuff like that, we do have programming for that, by the way. Or you want to learn about esports production, Steam Your Dreams does offer that too. So we go over here. That little plug was brought to you by Steam Your Dreams.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right. So when you're playing at Ocean Bowl, we'll be playing what's called Quick Play. And the game master and the esports director of none other than Justin, who has about 10 titles like me, he will be setting this up, right? We'll be kind of setting this up. We'll be making sure. So we will choose the characters. We're going to get our controllers ready. Where's my controllers at?
Oh, your controllers are over there?
Yeah, you sure are over here. All right. So I'm going to, so we just going to choose a couple characters here.
So you have this one and this one. This is why we said that making sure we mark them is important. So I have 3 and 4. Roman has 1 and 2.
So let's walk them through what we're doing here. I'm pressing the left trigger on my Xbox PC controller to select the team color. You won't have to worry about this when we're getting to tournament mode, but when you're practicing at your rec center, home, or organization, you will need to know how to do these simple things. All right. Notice if I hit the directional pad up, it brings up a little additional information about your character. The speed, the jump, the grab range. Yes, we have added a brand new cool feature of grabbing the ball. Yeah. We're going to show that. So you hit the down arrow on your direction pad, and that shrinks that down. So give me, who else I got? Oh, I'm going to take blue.
All right. Like I say, you're supposed to be blue pie.
Yep.
If you are blue pie at Ocean Bowl games, you are Team Cyan. If you are the red pie at Ocean Bowl games, you are Team Magenta. And the team should reflect that.
All right. Now, you can change the color, but I think this is already going to be set by us.
That's going to be set by us.
You can check, while you're playing and practicing these next few weeks, you can change the color on your directional pad. Now, is it directional pad or is that? No, that's joystick.
Left joystick. If you move up and down, that changes your color, and left and right change your character.
Okay. Once you've done that, all right.
You can hit A to confirm. And from this point onwards, only player 1 can control the game. And the game master, either myself or Roman, will be the ones to do this part for you. But only player 1 from this point onward should press the button. It says it, and it's going to be bouncing.
During the tournament, we will put in player initials or, just player initials when we get ready. Don't have to worry about it right now because we got to speed up because we got about 5 minutes or 4 minutes left. So hit next. Who's player 1? Me. All right. Talk about this, please.
All right. In our
Switch over the camera.
Yeah, of course. In our game, we have been working on a great feature to implement more of this immersive idea of how we can bring together a lot of what we've been learning. And at Ocean Bowl games, there is a cryptogram that you will be able to solve. If you solve that cryptogram inside the magazine, you will get a power-up code for Aqua Ball League. And we may have some more codes at Ocean Bowl games that if you get to the semifinals and the championship, you'll be able to put them in for your team. And you'll get either a level 1, 2, or 3 power-up.
Awesome. Can you switch over to the controls so we can show them how to work the controls?
Of course. Let's go ahead and show that right now. Let's go ahead and see what these controls look like. We do have this, and it will also be printed out for everybody to see at Ocean Bowl.
All right. Talk about our main controls to control the character, our Marine Champion.
Yep. To control Marine Champions, you use your left joystick to move. As you can see right here, you'll just use the left joystick to move. We do have an inventory wheel, though it's not fully functional, but if you just want to see it, you can press down on the right joystick to pop it up, actually.
Not important to know for Ocean Bowl games right now.
Yep.
That's why.
What's important is that you know the buttons. So for the buttons, you press A to jump. You press B to go. You press B to do what we call the heavy drop. Yep, power hit. Yes, for a power hit. X is for your straight hit. And Y does not do anything right now. That's going to be for our future public release.
Absolutely.
What's important to know is that for X and B, if you just tap it, that's going to be sort of that gentle hit for the power hit in the hit. If you hold it, that will send the ball flying. Now here comes the fun part.
Wait a minute, let's cover the team defenses.
Yep. So we have 2 types of team defenses. We have a blocker and we have a shield.
Mm-hmm.
You can unlock these with the power-up codes. The left trigger releases the blocker. That just blocks the goal. You can still get around it, but it makes it a bit harder. The right trigger releases a shield. That one, it completely covers the goal. You can't do anything depending on the time that you have it for.
And what is our favorite new feature, grab and do? How do you do that? What left button do they have to press? Because we get a lot of questions about what the left button is.
Our favorite new one is the grab. We're able to grab and move with the Aqua Ball. You simply press the left button right here. This is the trigger for the power-up, but this is the button. They also call it a bumper.
Right, bumper button, left bumper. Okay. All right, we're ready to play.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We're not going to play any codes.
Nope.
We're just going to go ahead and do some good old-fashioned gaming. So you're player 1. Go ahead and hit next. Next, which is the menu button, which looks like 3 taskbars. That's what you're going to be playing.
We're going to choose the arena for you. And today we're going to play Pirates Cove, right?
Yeah, Pirates Cove.
Let's go.
And you can also change the points to win, but that's something that points win in time, but that's something the game masters will set up. Now let's do this.
All
I
right,
wanna win.
man.
Everybody say Coach Justin's gonna win.
Nah, y'all better go with me. Y'all be wise. I
Oh,
just pressed and held down the B button to get that superpower hit. And stamina determines how long you can hold the ball.
Uh-oh, we got the tug of war.
We got a tug of war going on.
He won it.
I want it.
But you lost your stamina. So
What?
if you lose your stamina.
I'm hitting X right now to knock the ball
No,
straight.
no.
Oh, yeah, give me that. Oh, it came back. I couldn't swipe it fast enough.
Woo!
What did you do? You didn't tell them what you did.
I held down my power hit and launched the ball. So for some reason, for sometimes if I want to launch it all the way across the court, I'll hold down my B button. So I won the tug of war. No.
Yep, get out the way.
And here's the thing: based off of the sea creature and the facts that we researched, they have a certain stamina. That stamina is how long you can hold the ball for, and after that, you have a cooldown period where you can't hold the ball. So as you see, the dolphin had a pretty short time of like 3 to 4 seconds. Because the shark has gills and strong teeth, he's able to hold it down for way longer.
Let's go!
No!
I'm switching over to shark, man.
Shark versus
you
shark.
Shark food, you now. You're shark.
Shark versus shark.
Oh.
Woo! And of course, you can see some of our gracious sponsors, such as the universities at Shady Grove and AstraZeneca. Shout out if any of them are on the call. Uh-oh. I keep sending it too far back.
What's he doing is he's pressing and holding down the B button to give it more power and hitting the ball in that lob format. Or he could hold down the X button and even get that type of power. Like me, I'm going to try to get this ball loose out of him. Come here. Can you hear the Jaws music going on?
Da-na, da-na. No. He juked me.
I'm going for a long shot.
Oh, he got it. He doesn't whip me all the time. I'm a good gamer. Let's make that known. I'm gonna at least tie it up because that makes it more suspenseful. Can he go all the way? No, I did not go all the way. I missed. I somehow missed the goal.
I just hit X straight ahead. I missed that shot.
You ran out of stamina.
Yep.
Oh no. He also ran out of stamina again. Right now I have 18 seconds. I have 18 seconds.
Oh, you missed that shot.
But it's 10 seconds.
Oh! Tie game?
Tie game. If we tie up the game, we go into overtime.
Now, keep in mind that overtime may be set to 1 minute, 2 minute, first goal. Definitely the game. Notice that the goals rotate. When you get to overtime, they just don't rotate. They
stay still for extra higher stakes because the stakes during overtime are higher and higher. Woo!
Tug of war.
So if you run,
I'm holding down the grab. There it is.
No. Wait, you can't hold it. Oh no.
But I'm gonna do this.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go for a bank shot. Oh! I just did a tail whip.
Woo! All right.
It's much more harder to score now, like it was.
Yeah.
Tug of war.
I'm gonna win it. Yes!
Wow.
I barely beat him.
They can't see my face.
Let's go back to the live reaction. Just to see his face.
I can't believe I just lost on national streaming TV. I don't know.
You usually beat me all the time anyway.
We're 4 minutes over. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Let's see what questions we got.
We both have the chat and the Q&A section open.
All right. Nothing in Q&A. All right. That's it for what if the kid? Well, no, that's
these are all
right. What about chat? Anything?
I don't believe we have anything.
Let's come off mute. Let's push them off mute if we can do that. Can we do everybody at the same time? Allow Mike. Anybody?
Allow mic for attendees.
There we go.
There we go. Now all attendees are allowed to come off the mic.
All right. We see some people chatting and saying, thanks. See you soon. Great briefing. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I think we got no questions. We played a little bit this time for the webinar. We'll look to have one more webinar. But more importantly, we're looking to set up, if you're in the local DMV area, especially for Baltimore, we're looking to set up places where you can come and play and practice and play. These are all fun, easy games. If you have a kid that says, I never played it before, even if they don't even get to practice at all, the games are just simple, fun, cool stuff to do. But what you have to do is be able to get those questions right in the game and get those power-ups. And then, of course, hopefully, through all your tenacity, your grit, that you don't quit, you don't give up, you will steam your dreams by making it to the finals, right? To win that cash. Make it the Aqua Ball League, play with the Xbox controller. So if you don't have an Xbox controller, practice with that. It's just really simple. A, to jump, X, to hit the ball straight, B, to hit it with a power straight. Remember to grab the left bumper, because as you can see, that is a game changer, really.
Yeah.
What else?
Outside of that, of course, this webinar will be provided to those who did attend. And if you couldn't happen to make it and you are from Rec Center, we know your emails. You are attached to this, so you'll also be able to view it. And if you have any questions,
yeah, definitely,
please reach out.
Subscribe at Steam XR Sports. We should put that in the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com, and then / at Steam XR Sports. Subscribe to that channel. This webinar will be going up to that. And we're so happy that you all joined us for our first, this is our first official kind of real webinar.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
For heavy production, too. You guys don't know the behind the scenes, but it was a lot to set up.
Yeah, we want to thank our graphics, Jaden. We want to thank Justin. Thank our executive director, Akila Stevens, and everyone that's joined in, from our sponsors and partners. This has been brought to you by Steam Your Dreams, and we look forward to seeing you at the Ocean Bowl Games Baltimore, which is July 10th and 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then, of course, for the Ocean Bowl Games, July 24th, 25th. Again, we're going to hold another webinar for the DMV a little bit more, just to make sure everybody felt good. Can't wait to see you guys there. When I say Steam Your,
you say dreams. Steam Your
dreams.
Let's go ahead and cue the end music.